We continue with where we last left off with Hijack Season 2, Episode 2. So far, I'm okay with this season. The first season was fire, like I said in my previous video. The first season was absolute fire, so I'm hoping this season is as good as the first one or gets better, because last week's episode was a little slow. Even though it was the first episode, trying to set up the whole scenario, it just felt a little slow. Some minor things irritated me, but it's okay. We'll see if we can push past through that.
Hallo? Warum halten wir schon wieder?
Because this guy is a twat.
Damn! Gehen Sie bitte wieder zu Ihrem Platz.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
What are you gonna do now?
This is Polizeipräsidentin Winter.
Hold on.
You're right. We're keeping you in the tunnel.
What?
We're working on your demands, but we cannot jeopardize the safety.
This guy
of
is
your hostages.
stupid.
Hostages.
Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. Grab his bitch ass in, man.
You're a smart man. Okay, don't make this any more difficult than it needs to be.
That's right.
Hold it.
Why? What's in it?
I don't know.
What's in it?
Oh, no, now you want to know. You sort of to mind your goddamn business.
Shut the fuck up!
He's got a good face. I like his face.
What do you mean by that?
He can play a good, serious action hero or a bad guy. But if the bomb goes off, wouldn't that affect the whole tunnel?
That's a good question.
It might cave in, and then the train isn't moving. Then they're all finished. You guys are taking too long to get this thing popping, man. You're gonna blow him up or not, man?
God damn!
He's not gonna do it.
I didn't want to do this.
Finish him!
That's all, folks.
You sons of bitches. I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
But why?
You can't wait to the 5th episode before you start doing bullets and bombs. You want to show the stuff getting real. Even in season 1, slow burner, but at least it was, each episode was tense. It wasn't this will they, won't they, and then you there's no way he blew that dude up. Because if he's looking for John Bailey, there must be an agreement somewhere with someone to say, if you bring back John Bailey, we'll give you your son. So maybe his son is kidnapped, because his son can be in Germany and he's also in Germany. It has to mean that his son is kidnapped. And yeah, how does the train driver get involved with this? How do other people get involved as well? Because the season 1 had, you know, about what, 4 or 5 people, I think. So season 2 might be the same people going after John, because if you're bringing John Bailey from season 1, it has to be connected to some of the people from season 1, some of the bad guys. I'm assuming his son is kidnapped. That doesn't make sense to me, because if you have the mom in a safe house, why isn't the son in a safe house?
That's a good question.
Unless you're saying that the mom got put in the safe house after the son got kidnapped. Then I can just about buy that. But if the son got kidnapped in Germany, no, something isn't adding up. Because if the mom is in the safe house and her detective boyfriend is still doing his job, there doesn't seem to be any worry. Are you okay? No one is talking about the son. How is he? Have you heard from him? Anyway, my theory is he was kidnapped and it's a swap. Either bring John Bailey back to UK and then we'll give you your son, or find John. If you know John Bailey's is in Germany, why would you need to kidnap Sam Nelson's son to find John Bailey, even though Sam is looking for John Bailey? Yeah, something isn't adding up properly. It's okay. It's okay. Season 1 didn't feel like this to me. Season 1 was much more, I want to use the word aggressive with their approach. Not just like blind, dumb, stupid. I think I watched like 4 episodes in one day.
Damn!
I definitely finished the season in 1 week, but I watched 4 episodes in one day because it was that good.
You ain't lying.
But each episode felt like its own movie. I don't remember its stringing certain things the way this is the 2nd episode and you're still doing. No, I didn't like that last thing. The 2 German, the lady and the guy, the Winter and the dude, they don't seem like they're actively trying to. I get that you have German passengers on the train, a person says he's hijacked the train. Your first thing is to respond to get a team on there to find out what's going on. And you could argue that it's the no negotiation terrorist rule that they have in the country. But when someone says it's a fugitive who's also part of a hijack from the previous season, then something smells fishy. So, fair enough, I wouldn't even start to think, oh, maybe this Sam guy or this hijacker guy, before I find out his name, maybe he doesn't really want to kill the passengers. I don't feel I would have room to think of that, because I don't want to gamble with the passengers' lives by me thinking, you know, a different thought. If he said he has the train hijacked, he has passengers, if we don't do what he wants, he'll start killing people. So my first thing is to, okay, plead with him, cool, it's gonna be okay. We'll figure it out. We'll find a way to get to this guy. whilst I'm doing that monologue, I'm letting my people know, get the squad up. And that's cool. That's what you're supposed to do to protect people in your country, even if half of the passengers on the train are Spanish, Japanese, Latino, whatever it is. And in fact, there's zero Germans on the train. It's still in your house. I can't remember what role she plays, but you've been summoned, you've been called. You have to protect the passengers because it's happening in your back garden. So you want to have your first response team there as fast as possible, so that way eventually if the news gets a hold of it, how fast did it take for the German SWAT team to reach there in 50 minutes? So that's going to be part of the whole, this country in Europe attends to issues faster than this other nation, blah blah blah. That's part of their politics. But at the same time, to hear that someone says there's a fugitive from UK who's part of a hijacking of a train. Now you could think maybe this guy who's hijacked our train here, hijacked the plane. Maybe you could think the guy who's hijacked the train here in Germany is friend to the person he's asking for, John Bailey, who hijacked the plane in UK. So maybe they're buddies. Maybe. But you don't know that. But you could play with that thought in your head. But then your second in command, or your teammate or whatever, the bald German guy, shows you the John Bailey dude and says this is what'd you call it? He's a fugitive. Then I would just think you go and find out who this dude is and find out where he is and snatch him. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Maybe I'm not thinking properly because I've never gone to no investigation school or army school or negotiation school or what if scenario hijacking school or class. So that is episode 2 of Hijack season 2. Hopefully it really picks up the pace because this one was good. If this was the first episode, it would have been cool because you're being thrown into it and there's no, you're not second guessing, because the first episode of season 1 was excellent. Like the breadcrumbs they were sprinkling, they weren't just leaving things unanswered. When they dropped the breadcrumb, they would switch it away from it for a little bit and then put you back to it and progress the story. So basically most things got answered in the first episode that they introduced right at the start. Well, I'll say some things. Not like they introduced 10 things and only dealt with 2. That's annoying. And if it's 10, you want to do with 2 for each episode, that's cool. But as things that were being revealed and progressing, new things would come up, it'll get dealt with, new things would come up. So I loved that pacing. It wasn't like you stretched it for too long. And then they would call back to one character in the first episode, whilst in the 4th episode, and then do a background or a flashback or background story nah. I feel so far episode 1 of season 1 trumps these first 2 episodes of season 2 easily because the setup was beautiful. And I feel, for me personally, I feel the season they shot season 1 in added to that whole energy, because it's winter, it feels so secluded and cold and flat. I don't know how else to explain. Whereas summer felt vibe, it was sunny, there was a lot of energy. And the background actors or the participants in the whole story, they were all introduced softly. They took time with it. We got to breathe with each one of them. Some of them were cool. Some 1 or 2 were like, oh, that's going to be an annoying character. And then they do a switch up on you here and there. I mean, it paid off well. But I feel the students in this season, like 2 or 3 characters are annoying. Then the other teacher, when the lady said she couldn't understand the German, oh, this is why you should have brought some. Dude, you're stuck in a train. So to give such a flippant response to the student didn't make sense. And that particular student seems like she's a troublemaker. Damn! I get that different seasons will have different stories, but sometimes there's certain characters you don't include in your show when you want the viewers to pay attention to the main thing that's going on. Sometimes you want your viewers to be like, okay, he's in it, she's in it, she's part of it, she's the mastermind. He's the second hand. That's the assassin. You want to have fun with your audience. Now, granted, maybe one of the students is part of the whole thing. He or she's the mastermind. Fair, but you're not leaving enough room for us to like. There we go. Like some of the students. Whereas season 1, you got to enjoy, or you got to know and have a liking towards each and every one of the characters. Some were quiet. Some were, worried about, the fear of flying, fear of heights. Oh my God, hope this plane doesn't crash. Some were reading, some were chilling, listening to music. So all that stuff. 1 or 2 nosy characters, but not in your face nosy. But the students, especially that girl with the braided hair and the teacher, too much. And the other guy, the kid who looks like he's hyperventilating or whatever. Then your homeboy is like, oh, what's in the suitcase? Yeah, now you're gonna find out, bitch. That's right. I'll say again, the first episode of season 1, Hijack, trumps these first 2 episodes of season 2. Anyways, that's me, Don Peeps. I've of course been your one and only multi-potentialite, neurodivergent host,
The Kosmic Jedi signing out. Thank you for watching.